XRP in 15 years. How much could it be worth? All right, welcome back to the channel. My name's Mitchell. I cover all things crypto, but mainly it's been a lot of XRP because I love the XRP community and it's just very interesting to me. So that's what today's video is going to be on. Let's get into it. So considering the most prevalent expert projections, how much could your XRP investment today be worth over the next 15 years, so 2040? So as strategy chairman Michael Saylor mentioned earlier this year, volatility is a gift in the crypto scene. Notably, this is because crypto assets have the potential to yield massive returns on modest investments over an extended period, largely due to their volatility. XRP's volatility could yield massive returns, and XRP's volatility could yield massive returns. So back in the March 2017 to the January 2018, that big jump where it went from 0.0055 to $3.80. If you go all the way to 3.8, that jump was 68,990% in just 10 months. Crazy. That's very early. I think we are still very early in crypto and definitely XRP, but that was, back in 2017 and 2018 when it did that. But it says, to put things into perspective, if an investor had committed $10,000 to XRP when it traded at 0.0055 in March 2017, they would have accumulated 1.81 million XRP tokens. Meanwhile, at the 3.8 peak price, these tokens would have been worth 6.9 million. This is a classic demonstration of XRP's ability to yield massive gains through volatility. And even in the recent case, XRP soared from 0.50 cents in November 2024 to $3.40 in January of this year, 2025. And this represented a 580% increase in less than 3 months. Even that, that's amazing, right? Because the S&P annually averages 10%, and in 3 months you got 580% is wild. It still blows my mind. I wasn't in XRP and crypto in the 2017, but I was in there in November 2024 to this year. And that was, just seeing everything. XRP make basically a new all-time high, or at least hitting its previous all-time high, because depending on where you see it, it's either 380 or 340, kind of thing. So meanwhile, analysts believe XRP could have a minimum price of $119 in 2040. So in 15 years, it could be $119, but they expect the price as high as $160 within that year. At the peak price of $160, a $5,000 investment will have grown to $354,672, while a $15,000 holding would be worth a whopping $1.064 million. Now these numbers are based off when XRP was a little bit less than it is now, $2.26. It still would be, this would be a little shy of $1 million, and this still would be a lot, right? You can do the math. I'm not going to do the math right now in public. It's still a lot, However, analysts at Crypto Exchange suggest start 2040 with a minimum price of $208, then reach a peak of $1,938 in December. That would be crazy. At $1,938, the $5,000 will rise to $4.286 million. Meanwhile, the $15,000 investment will hit a value of $12.86 million. These returns are enough for retirement. Yeah, of course, you're telling me. Nonetheless, Google Gemini not as optimistic. When we asked the AI chatbot, it predicted that XRP could reach $64 in 2040. Notably, in such a scenario, the $5,000 holding would be worth $142,000. However, the $15,000 bag could grow to $426,000. So it's just kind of taking these numbers. So $64, $1,900 in 2040, or $160 in 2040, and depending on how much XRP you hold, right? Which you should always know how much XRP you hold, or any crypto, and then you times that by the price. That's not bad in 15 years. And some with adoption and speculation and just drive get into the market and becoming more and more a mainstream thing. And I did a video the other day of just how little people are actually in XRP, specifically even crypto as a whole. And so it's just continuing to grow. So I think we are early. And so these numbers, these are just predictions, right? They're not, this isn't for sure what's going to happen, but shows what could happen. And so you can even take the lowest, the Google Gemini, and be like $64, however much you have, times that. Times 64 is like a lot, It just gives you an idea of people are thinking, what even AI is thinking. These numbers, a little bit different because this is based off price of XRP being at $2.26. Now, the recording of this video, it's hovering around $3 still. It just shows you, and I talk about this time and time again, is have a plan and a long-term plan. In 15 years, it can be, to me is a long-term plan. And personally, really getting into long-term at like 5 years. So 5, anything above, 10, 15, that stuff is kind of a long-term plan. But that's just me personally. So 2040, it could be worth at least $64. Could be worth as much as $1,900, almost $2,000. So an interesting little article I wanted to share with you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed. As always, thanks for giving me some of your time, checking out my channel here, subscribe, watch, like, comment, whatever you want to do. It's your life, but I appreciate, you give me some of your time. Go do whatever else you want to do, or keep watching videos on YouTube. You do you, and maybe I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.